Welcome back to the channel, and as you can see we are in the PSVR2, and yeah, I thought I'd give you my second impressions, and that is thanks to a valued member of the community. Gary, if you're watching this, which I'm sure you are, thank you so much for loaning your PSVR2 to me for quite a while actually, because this is the first time I've used it and I've already had it for about 3 weeks. Really appreciate the fact that you've allowed me to use this and have it for a while, and I'm so sorry it's taken me such a long time to get around to trying it again. So yeah, this is really just a second impressions at the moment. Now if you're wondering why I'm not in my motion rig, that's because the PSVR2 controllers seem to disconnect when I'm on my motion rig. So because of that, I'm actually using an old yoke. It's my CH Eclipse yoke. I'll just put a shot of what it looks like now on the screen if I've got one. That yoke, I've had it for like 15 years or 20 years even, and it's still going strong. Now because of that, ignore my flying because there's all sorts of things going off in the cockpit here. This is all about just my impressions, second impressions of the PSVR2. So the first thing I want to say is I'm actually super sampling it by 180%, so nearly 200%. I need that to be able to read the G1000, and even then it's quite shimmery, it's very low resolution. So yeah, not amazing to be honest, and with it at its native resolution it's just too blurry for me, far too blurry. Also in terms of the mirror, and you often hear me say mirror, that is just basically the individual pixels, the consistency of the brightness of those pixels, and often with cheap displays you get, you know, really bad mirror. It's like a fogging effect. Well, with this headset, if I look at the sky, the mirror, I mean, it's most definitely there and quite distracting, but it's more uniform than the one I tried at my friend's house. Weird. It was a bit more blotchy in that one, but having said that, it is very distracting, and unfortunately for a flight simmer, it might not be such a problem for gamers, but what's going on here? It's flying very odd. You know, because if I look down at the cockpit, it's not a problem. I don't see the mirror. But if I look at the sky, I can really see it, and it's very distracting. And actually, I can even see the mirror on anything white, even these switches here. I can see the sort of, you know, pixels, the screen door effect. Although, you know, it's not like really terrible or anything, but you can see it. But, you know, in terms of the colours are amazing in this thing. They are, I mean, it's OLED at the end of the day, so it's like the big screen beyond, but like a blurry version of the big screen beyond. In terms of the sweet spot, I said this on my initial sort of first impressions, that it's not too bad. You know, once you're in the sweet spot, it's not a problem. And you can look around a little bit with your eyes, not by a lot though, actually. Like, I can look around about there, and then it gets a bit blurry. Better than the G2 though, it must be said. Definitely better than the G2. So what I thought I could do is actually dim the lights down, if I can remember what button to press, because I didn't try this headset at night. That's one thing I didn't do at my friend's house because I was too busy yapping away. So let's just do that now. Oh, that looks good. Oh wow, yeah. So again, OLED most definitely rules, and this looks amazing at night time. Like, incredibly good. Oh, do you know what? This headset looks so much better at night. No doubt about that. This looks really, really good. Wow. It's just the resolution's too low, and you can actually see mirror at night as well. Like, it's very, oh yeah, that's awful. The graininess there, I can see the graininess in the sky. Oh, what a shame. What a shame. Now, you know, it's one of those things that if you've got a PSVR2, you're into VR gaming, it makes absolute 100% sense to get the Link box, because then you can really enjoy like Half-Life Alyx and those kind of games, and perhaps dabble in flight simming as well. But yeah, it's man. I mean, I might do a comparison with the Quest 3. I think that might be quite a cool idea. And if you're wondering, I know there's going to be many people out there going, well, you know, you're just a VR snob, you've got a Somnium VR1 and a VRFSG, but no. This channel is all about mid-range and cheaper VR headsets as well. And to make sure, I've been flying in the Quest 3 for about an hour just to remind myself of that image quality. And I think I will do a comparison to the Quest 3 as a separate video, because this is just a bit of a muck about first impressions. But my frame rate isn't great. I'm getting about 35 frames per second, but there's no wonder because of the resolution I'm trying to pump out here. Now, if I was to use native resolution, I could probably get a very healthy 50, 60, 70 frames per second even. And I do believe motion smoothing with Steam VR works really well as well. So, you know, that could be something pretty good. I'll tell you one thing though, this headset is incredibly light. Easy all day comfortable. Now, one thing that I will mention, and that is my sponsor VRWave do have lens inserts for this headset. So if you do have a PSVR2, I'd urge you to get a pair. And I do have a 5% discount code. Link in the description below. The best thing about this headset really is those colours. Let's just have another look here. Tell you what, the servers aren't very good today. I'm getting quite a few stutters. And that's nothing to do with my settings, it's just the servers. That's one thing about an online sim or game. You are at the mercy of the servers here. Let's just mess around with some weather. Let's just go broken cloud. Oh, that's very dramatic, isn't it? I can just see the graininess of that Miura, and it just kills the immersion for me. Field of view is very good, as I said before, and the binocular overlap is excellent. Yeah, VR technology has moved on quite a lot, and this feels like I've gone back to like the Rift S days or something. In fact, in some ways the Rift S is a better headset than this, because that doesn't have any Miura, and it's probably a cleaner image than this. I'm not sure this is worth getting, to be honest, for a flight simmer. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Cheers, folks.